Biden gave orders to the DOD that they could use the military against protesters, American protesters. I don't know if he thought that Kamala was going to win, and therefore they were going to, we were going to protest in the street, or if he was planning for what he just did. And who knows what's going to happen. But it's interesting. The Constitution was ripped up by the last 3 years, and well, it was ignored for sure. And speaking about ignored, because I can't believe we're going over already. Let me show you what happened in Bucks County. How desperate the Democrats are to hand over the Senate to this Republican, Bob Casey, even after the election was called. Watch.
We reject all three categories of these ballots.
Your motion is to reject or dismiss the challenges in this category in front of you?
Correct, yep.
Not going to second that, mostly because I think we all know that precedent by a court doesn't matter anymore in this country, and people violate laws anytime they want. So for me, if I violate this law, it's because I want a court to pay attention to it.
So they just decided to count ballots that the Supreme Court said they couldn't count, which were ballots that had no date, no signature, things like that. So they counted them, and then they're counting them now in the recount in their desperate attempt to install a Democrat. So let's think about 2020. Wasn't it in Pennsylvania where Trump was suing, and he said that things like this happened, and the court said he didn't have standing because there was no proof that it was done. And here's the proof. Proof is now in 2024. Rumor has it that Joe and Mika went to Mar A Lago to do the Trump dance. Yeah, but that Trump dance looked a little bit different. Instead of looking like this, it looked like that. Let the ass kissing commence. Watch.
Friday, we were given the opportunity to do just that. Joe and I went to Mar A Lago to meet personally with President-elect Trump. It was the first time we have seen him in 7 years.
Now, we talked about a lot of issues, including abortion, mass deportation, threats of political retribution against political opponents, and media outlets. We talked about that a good bit. And it's going to come as no surprise to anybody who watches this show, has watched it over the past year or over the past decade, that we didn't see eye to eye on a lot of issues, and we told him so.
What we did agree on was to restart communications. My father often spoke with world leaders with whom he and the United States profoundly disagreed. That's a task shared by reporters and commentators alike. We had not spoken to President Trump since March of 2020, other than a personal call Joe made to Trump on the morning after the attempt on his life in Butler, Pennsylvania. In this meeting, President Trump was cheerful, he was upbeat, he seemed interested in finding common ground with Democrats on some of the most divisive issues. And for those asking why we would go speak to the president-elect during such fraught times, especially between us, I guess I would ask back, why wouldn't we? 5 years of political warfare has deeply divided Washington and the country. We have been as clear as we know how in expressing our deep concerns about President Trump's actions and words in the coarsening of public debate. But for nearly 80 million Americans, election denialism, public trials, and January 6th were not as important as the issues that moved them to send Donald Trump back to the White House with their vote. Joe and I realize it's time to do something different, and that starts with not only talking about Donald Trump, but also talking with him.
Oh my, we just realized, did you hear what she said? Oh, we tried the election denying, we tried the, court cases, we tried the this and we tried the that, but it and 80 million people voted for him. So now we have to go talk to him because we want to stay relevant. Get the fuck out of here.